Sylvia D'Silva and I'm an artist. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I will be showing you how to paint air bubbles, bubbles underwater, dewdrops and water droplets on a surface and so on. I remember the first time I painted air bubbles, I was working on my very first collection and it was a zodiac collection. For the PC's painting, I wanted to make bubbles. I'll include the photo in this video so you can see. And I remember those bubbles. I was so happy with just creating that. I used a stencil, a round stencil, and dabbed paint with sponge, but that was almost 7 years ago. And now I've come a long way. I have improved and I hope they look at least a little bit realistic. So I'm going to show you how to make that, and I hope that technique will help you in your painting. So good luck. So go ahead and watch and I hope it really helps. So I'm starting off with a air bubble or a bubble underwater. You start off with a very transparent black outline first. You could use a stencil to do that if you're not comfortable freehand drawing this. And then you shade the inside of it with a very light grey color. And lightly shade the parts which you're going to highlight. Then you start off with a very transparent white color. These are the areas you want to highlight. That is the sun reflecting. And then you go over it again with a very opaque white color, which really transforms it into something very realistic. This can actually go for both air bubble or bubble underwater. The next bubble that I'm drawing is a very realistic air bubble. This is actually when there is very bright sunlight. You can notice that air bubbles have a very pinkish or bluish tinge in them. So I'm using a very light pink and a light blue color to highlight instead of white. I do add a bit of white as well, but the pink and the blue really gives it a three-dimensional look. Make sure you have the outline really dark so that it stands out. The next thing I'm doing is water droplets on a surface, and this is a top view. It's very important here to know the direction in which the light is coming through. In this case, the light is coming from the top left corner. You will see in a moment when I highlight it. When you're doing water droplets on a surface, it need not be round exactly. Now you can see that really bright white dot which I have put on the top left. That is the highlight. And then you can see me drawing the reflection at the bottom right. That reflection which I'm drawing at the bottom right is the most important thing to make it look like a water droplet on a surface. Otherwise, it would just look like an air bubble. And then I'm going over with a little light grey under it. This is a side view. I'm drawing a water droplet again on a flower petal. Since the flower is pink, I'm using, instead of black or grey, I'm using dark pink color with a little bit of grey. I'm not using black here. The most important tip I can give you when you're doing water droplets or painting them is you just have to refer to your photo. Always use a reference photo when you are just starting off, and slowly as you get used to it, you practice and you make many paintings, and then you don't have to look at a reference photo to do this. It'll just come to you naturally. So this is a water droplet flowing off a leaf. So you really have to highlight, use gray or black at the bottom. So this is a side view. And like I said, water droplets don't really have to be round. So here you can see the difference. This is a water droplet falling from a blade of grass. I would suggest you probably try this with a darker background so you actually get the entire picture right. Because here you cannot see the white highlights that I'm doing. Just follow the video and try this with a darker background. And that's it for today.